Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Watch Stuff with us. I'm JD.
I'm Katie.
And today we are covering or continuing our ongoing coverage of HBO Max's The Pitt. Today we're doing episode 7. So if you are enjoying this and all the other stuff that we do on our channel, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, drop a comment below, and hit that notification bell so that you are notified each and every time
we go live in 2025.
So if that wasn't annoying enough, we'll jump into our episode 7 recap right now. So yeah, we'll kick things off, and I'll have Katie do the reading today since I was struggling on episode 6 to read for whatever reason. I guess I need to go back to kindergarten, but I'll let you take over for the reading
totally
today.
Okay. You did say the word "the," so that was good. So we are going ahead and starting off this episode by continuing the beef that Dr. Robbie and Gloria are having with how the hospital is run. He has his hands full because he has a angry mom arguing about her daughter's potential abortion, 50 unseen cases waiting in chairs, an existing patient traffic jam between the trauma and the open beds in the ICU and the psych wards, and he's pretty much just telling her it's been a terrible week, and for the love of God, please hire more nurses.
Yeah, I feel like that is much easier said than done. And Gloria has a business to run, and this hospital is a business. As we talked about in episode 6, hospitals are businesses, whether people want to realize it or like that or not. And there's a bottom line that they need to take care of and make sure that they are above.
But on his side, you can tell they're stretched thin. They got a lot going on. They need more help, and it doesn't seem like they're going to get that.
Yeah, they need a lot more help. And you can see by that waiting room that they have out there.
Packed.
Yeah. And I mean, fortunately, where we live at, the emergency room waiting areas usually aren't that packed, but I know that I have family who live in Chicago, and it is routinely a multi-hour wait until you can get in to be seen. And that has to be horrible. It's not serving anyone a purpose to have people continually have to wait like that.
No,
but
when you're in pain.
Right,
Goodness,
right. It's not helping anyone, but it seems as though they're doing the best they can. And I think that most businesses that are highly profitable and have a lot of money flowing through them tend to try to do things that will
continue the profit.
Yes, will continue to profit over everything else. Yeah. So they'd rather have those people wait than to get 2 more doctors in there to make things speed up the process a little bit, which is horrible.
It's really terrible.
Yeah, definitely bad.
Okay, then we go into Dr. Mohan. She's treating her new patient, Nandi, and she pauses the differential diagnosis that would indicate schizophrenia, and the slow-mo stuff rises back up. So that's about the one who's a beauty influencer. And so they're trying to figure out, like, what is wrong with her? Why is she having all these issues? And trying to figure out, like, what's causing it, what's tying in.
Yeah, and especially when you have someone who has been normal, quote unquote, their entire life, that all of a sudden these sort of schizophrenic behaviors start coming up.
Very unusual.
Yeah, super unusual.
Yeah.
And you have to, you want to get to the bottom line of that and figure out exactly what's going on. So I definitely understand the urgency that they had, and also how it's a bit of a mystery at this point with what's going on with her.
Yep. I agree. And then we have the stuff, the possible past romance that they had between Dr. Robbie and Dr. Collins. Yeah. And there seems to be something there.
Yeah, there's something there for sure. There's no way that they didn't have some sort of spiciness going on at some point in time, just with the way they interact with each other. I think that most people can sort of feel those vibes through the show, through the screen, and they had some things going on in the past, and that must not have ended well. Or they made sort of like a business decision that, hey, we work together, we're going to cut things off. So I think maybe as the show goes on, we're going to get a little bit more background into that. Yeah. But it makes me nervous that they also are going to leave it as sort of a hanging thread for the rest of the season, because we're only dealing with one day, one shift for these folks. And I don't know if they're going to get into enough of their background drama for us to get a satisfying resolution to whatever's going on with them.
Yeah, we might not find out in day one.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we'll have to see.
Right. Right.
Then we go into some things with Dr. Santos and Dr. Robbie. And Dr. Santos was thinking that what were alcohol, al- alcoholism related symptoms in Silas, the patient, are actually the result of his wife dosing his coffee with the hormone steroid progesterone.
Mm-hmm.
And that was to kill her husband's libido because they feel like there's something going on with him and his daughter.
Yeah, this was real uncomfortable to watch
Yeah.
as a father of multiple daughters. Like it is that's something that could never go
Sickening.
through my head, and just to think that that's possibly what's happening here is tough to watch. Then on top of that though, you have to also consider that maybe she, as in Dr. Santos, may have had something go on in her past, and that is sort of clouding her judgment over what is potentially happening in this situation.
Yeah,
So,
she
like,
was very upset. She seemed to be bringing up her own trauma
mhm,
and kind of projecting that into the
personal, very
situation. Yeah.
personal, very personal. So,
Yeah.
yeah, and I mean, as a doctor, I think you need to treat whatever's happening and take the personal stuff out of it. And I think we've seen with this show that there is um, a lot more personal, a lot more personal stuff influencing their treatment and their judgment.
Right. Things from their own past that they've gone through that they
Right.
are then relating to their current
Which
cases.
is scary to me, honestly. Like I you want to think of doctors, and I said this before when we talked about this show, but you want to think of doctors as almost like robots. Like, okay, this is what's going on, let's treat it.
Right.
And that they don't make mistakes,
They're
which we
supposed to
know
be
they
kind of
do.
impartial to the situation and
Hmm.
not, yeah,
But yeah, they
not
do
have it reflect anything
this
else.
show does a good job of showing that those types of things can cloud their judgment at times,
Right.
and
They're
that's human.
human.
Yeah, it's human.
Sink.
Yeah, that's human.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get it. I don't necessarily like it, but I get it. And then to have a situation like this, she doesn't have any
Filter?
proof. No, I was
Oh.
gonna say she doesn't have any proof
Or
other
filter.
than yeah, we know that, we know that, but she doesn't have any proof other than what the mother has said. And how do we know that that mother isn't just lying or just making this all up
Just
to
really
make the dad
despises
look
her
bad?
husband. Yeah.
And then the husband, he can't talk. So he was giving like eye movements and stuff, and he looked guilty, but he only looked as guilty as a person who can't talk can be. So I just don't trust that either.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think Dr. Santos is um she's got some stuff, man. She's got a lot of stuff, and I don't particularly like her.
I
And
don't
this did
feel this
not.
is the best fit for her.
Yeah, and even in a situation like this, I don't think that this was the correct way to approach it. She might be correct, but to get personal on the level that she did, I don't think that's the correct way to approach it.
Mm-mm. Okay. Yeah, it's talking about her attending surgeon's attitude and hospital regs be damned. Santos, with more than a suggestion about her personal history with such abuse, addresses Silas while he's still conscious but still inebriated. Or intubated.
Yes, not
And
inebriated.
not inebriated, though they did think he was, but no, intubated.
Yes.
Yes. So, yeah, that's when she had that little heart-to-heart talk with him, and like we
Hmm.
said, he couldn't say yes or no or anything besides blinking.
Yeah.
But she pretty much warned him, don't do anything you touch your daughter again, and you're gonna have to deal with me. So
Yeah, but I mean,
that was not really her place.
no. And what's her threat gonna do? Nothing. Her threat isn't gonna do anything. If he's determined to do the things that he was doing, he's just gonna keep doing them. And what is she gonna come and track them down now and like continue to follow up on what's going on? No. So I think it was personal, and she just had some things that she wanted to sort of get off her chest, and she was sort of projecting some of her feelings onto that
Again, no
situation.
filter.
Yeah, no filter. Exactly. That's the underlying theme with her is no filter.
Yep, constant word vomit. Um, Yes, my favorite patient. Okay, so Dr. Langdon's working with his new case, which is a man with a sprained ankle. I love this guy. Um, patient, not doctor. Just to clarify. Um, and Mel comes in and realizes that the patient is autistic because her sister is also on the spectrum. And she goes ahead and dims the lights for him, calms his apprehension, and takes an interest in his table tennis dreams. So she kind of builds up that relationship with him to comfort him,
Mhm.
and make him feel better in this situation because he obviously is not feeling safe, and he's has a lot of anxiety at the moment. So yeah, she helps and she talks with him and gets him to trust her and helps him to go through with his what was I going to say?
His
His
treatment plan.
consult. Yeah,
Mhm.
his treatment plan helps Langdon help him as well. So
Yeah,
I thought that was just really cute.
do you kind of feel like Dr. King might be on the spectrum a little bit
I
too?
do. I
Yeah.
do, and I mean, high functioning for sure, but
Mhm. Mhm.
yes, especially with her sister having
Mhm.
her sister being on the spectrum and having some special needs as well. I do feel like Dr. King does, by the way that she copes with things and can't handle certain situations, her mannerisms, the way she converses. Yes, but that's because we've worked a lot in the past with people with special needs, and so that's something that we recognize right away. But I feel like it is a very good trait to have in this environment because obviously she was very helpful with this patient that the other doctors did not know had
Mhm.
autism. So
Mhm.
I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, and for her to show that level of humanity and um not saying that the other doctor who was then there first didn't have a good level of humanity, but he realized that he wasn't getting through to this patient and verbalized that. And then Dr. King was able to come over and, sort of save the day.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was great to see her do that. It was great to see her sort of be in her element and do something well as opposed to her sort of just being feeble and sort of on the outside looking in trying to help situations. She sort of took charge in this one and was able to help out at a time when it was definitely needed.
Yeah, she's my favorite.
Yeah, I
She's
like her too.
adorable.
I like her too.
Yeah,
Um,
she
I
has a huge
feel
heart.
I feel like she is the type of doctor that once she gets more experience, she will be better.
Yes.
As long as she can continue to improve the way she's able to control her emotions.
Yeah, she has the intelligence for
Mm-hmm.
everything. I think she's
Mm-hmm.
just apprehensive about what to do and what to say, and certain moments make her nervous. But with experience, she should be able to improve on that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And yeah, it was nice to see a patient sort of on the spectrum as well. I think that people with autism are a faction or a group of people who are sort of um, not not addressed well in shows and not addressed well in movies, and people just sort of show them like being the extreme end of that, where you had a patient here who was very high functioning as well and just needed a little help, and you
Mhm.
had someone who understood that.
With the
And
exception of the Good Doctor, who is
yes,
fantastic.
yes,
I love that show.
yeah, usually you have portrayals of autism look completely different, and it's
Yeah, it's nice to see
it's
somebody
not
that
always
has
like that.
autism to be able to function in such a high environment, in such a wonderful profession,
Mm-hmm.
and be so helpful. And
Mm-hmm.
it's really
Mm-hmm.
cool. And then, unfortunately, the episode is ending with Dr. Collins. She goes to the restroom because she's, feeling discomfort again. And we see that there is a lot of blood that has appeared. And so we are assuming that she lost the child at this point, judging by her reaction to everything and
Mm-hmm.
the apparent large amount of blood.
Yeah, it's rough, man. I couldn't imagine going through something like that. And knowing her, my guess is she's not like she's just gonna go home. She's just gonna keep working through
She's
it.
a very closed off person. Yeah,
Yeah,
she's very private, so I can see her just continuing to go about her day even though she's going through stuff.
right, right, right. And to have that sort of emotional event, traumatic event happening in the background is crazy to think that someone is just like, I'm assuming at this point, but it's crazy to think that she's just going to continue to go on with her day and continue to try to treat patients. It
Even
shows.
what she's gone through so far, like just
Mhm.
being in pain for, hours of the day and continuing to stay at work.
Right.
I don't know that I could have done that.
Right. And I know others. I've been in situations before too where I've been going through relatively traumatic events myself. And sometimes it is easier to just sort of drown yourself in your work as opposed to going home and
As
just
a
dwelling on it.
distraction, yeah.
So, yeah, maybe that's what she's going to do moving forward. I don't know. I'm not sure. But um, yeah, I think it was a good episode. I'd put it somewhere in the middle of all the episodes that we've seen.
Yeah.
I've caught on to the pace of this episode or this show now, and so I kind of can understand the way things are moving, which is an accomplishment because early on I was like, oh, I don't know if there's enough time, and now I think that there is enough time to tell a solid story. So yeah, what did you think of the episode?
I liked it. I feel like it didn't have as much stuff as the other
Mm-hmm.
episodes did.
Mm-hmm.
This one only focused on a few patients as opposed
Mm-hmm.
to a larger number, but I thought it was really good. And I liked all the time that they gave to the patients that they did show on this episode.
Yeah. So what did you think? Please let us know in the comments below. Hit that notification bell. Hit the like button as well.
Subscribe, please. Leave a comment. We'll talk to you. Let us know your thoughts.
Yes, we respond to every comment, each and every one of them. So yeah, drop one and get in the conversation with us. Let us know what you think of the show. I'm JD.
I'm Katie.
And we appreciate you for checking out this episode of Watch Stuff with us. Don't be a stranger. And we'll see you when we see you. Peace.